I'm Zonile Ngubeni and you're watching Joburg Today.
Yusuf Abramjee, welcome. It's great to have this opportunity to talk to you about how technology is playing a meaningful role when it comes to crime busting. The Namola App has been running for about 2 years now, but please tell us how it works for those of us who still don't know about this app.
Well, thank you, Noshina. We know that crime is a problem. We know when the crime statistics came out last year, it showed a dramatic increase in most categories of serious and violent crime. Now, we can sit back, we can point fingers, we can complain, we can blame government, we can blame the police, but we as civil society have our role to play. And we must play a role, whether you're an ordinary citizen, whether you're a member of a community police forum, whether you're a member of a WhatsApp group, we have to be the eyes and ears. Now, very often, Noshina, we know that people complain about the 10111 service. Even when you call 10111 in an emergency, you're going to be asked for your name. They're going to ask you for the nearest street corner. Now, God forbid, if you are hijacked, you don't even know where you've been hijacked, in which street, or which is the nearest street corner. And that could take, that whole process from 10111 could take anything from 3 minutes to 10 minutes. And that is valuable time. Ellen Not Craig Jr., the businessman, over 2 years ago, came up with the idea of using technology to make South Africa safe. And he developed, together with a team, the Namola Safety App. In a nutshell, it's using technology. So what you do is on your Android or on your Apple Store, you download the Namola app free of charge. It takes a few seconds to register just with your name. And then when you're in trouble, all you have to do is press one button. And we guarantee that within a few seconds, you will get a call back from the call center. You don't have to give them your name. You don't have to give them your street, your nearest corner. It works on GPS location.
Sure.
And the nearest authority will then be alerted, be it the SAPS, be it the Metro Police, or very soon your security company or other emergency services. So let me show you how it works. So here's the app. In an emergency, all I do is I press the red button, hold it in for a second or two, and as we speak, my message is now gone, and I'm going to put here, they're asking me if it's a crime, accident, medical emergency, fire. I'm going to put test because we don't want the cops to rush here unnecessarily. Okay. And there we have it.
Wow, that's impressive.
Hello.
Good morning, Mr. Abramjee. Regina calling from Namola. How may I assist you?
Thank you very much. We're live on Johannesburg TV, and I'm with Noshina, and we're just testing the app. Where am I now, if I may ask?
I got you on 10 Clamart Road, Richmond, Johannesburg, Gauteng, sir.
Thank you very much, and thank you for coming back to me so quickly. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Abramjee.
Thank
Have
you.
a wonderful day.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So that shows you how it works.
That is just absolutely wow. That is like instantaneous.
It's almost instant. And if you don't get a call back, and within 3 minutes or so, somebody will be in trouble and somebody will probably be fired. Now,
if you're not in a position to answer the phone.
Yes. If they call you once or twice, you're not answered, then the nearest police will be alerted, and they will make sure they send somebody just to come and check with you or check your GPS location and try to follow you until such time that there's some resolution.
Because you don't know what dangerous scenario you could be in.
Correct. And we know the crime trends, whether it comes to hijackings, whether it comes to robberies, it's very difficult sometimes to answer the call. So Namola is now one of the fastest, or is the fastest growing safety app in South Africa. We have almost 160,000 plus downloads. We then partnered with Dial Direct, the insurance company, last year because they committed to creating a safer South Africa, and Namola is a non-profit organization as part of Happy Mo Make SA Safe campaign. And then we also had buy-in from the Gauteng Community Safety Department. I've spoken to the Mayor of Johannesburg, Herman Mashaba, to see if we can get the City of Johannesburg Metro Police on board. TMPD was on board, but they've got some logistical problems with their vehicles and so on. And I'm happy that even the SABC Foundation has now come on board. Fighting crime is no competition. Sure. We have to work together, we have to partner, Noshina, and it's important that we work together and fight crime.
How challenging was it to get this off the ground? I'm curious because in terms of the resources behind it, how is it financed as well? Well,
initially the Tshwane Metro Police Department came on board on a pilot project. They ran it for about a year or so to great success, and then eventually we decided to take it national. In fact, we first took it provincial. We had a pilot project running in Gauteng and it worked wonders. And in November last year, we decided to take this app national, which means that anywhere in South Africa, you are now able to press the panic button, get an instant call back, and alert the nearest police. And yes, I'm going to be very upfront. We know that sometimes the police can be very slow. We know that response times can be low because there might be other crimes in progress. There might be a shortage of vehicles, a shortage of manpower. But at least with this app, you're able to get help over the phone immediately. We're then able to monitor the progress and, very importantly, hold the authorities to account to ask them why it took so long to respond or why you never arrived.
There's oversight and accountability.
Most certainly, yes. We have a 24-hour control center, and the control center respondents will then get back to you to ask you, have you had satisfaction? Did the police arrive? And then we will follow up through the various authorities about the response or the lack thereof. I must say we get hundreds of panic buttons every week. And I'm happy that we're helping people almost every day, making a difference. And that is what South Africa is all about.
So lives have been saved, Yusuf?
Most certainly lives have been saved. I mean, the success stories we report on our website or even on our Twitter feeds almost every day. And there are great success stories. I mean, the other day I heard of a case in Cape Town where there was an intruder in the house. The family pressed the panic button, and within a few minutes, the cops arrived, and I think even arrests were made. So those stories we hear every day. And we know with crime, Noshina, being so rife, not only in Gauteng, across South Africa, this is one way of fighting crime using technology.
It certainly comes across as being a very effective way of fighting crime. How important is it for you to actually get the youth to buy into this app?
Well, I think it's such a critical point you've raised. We have to get our university students on board. Even our students at schools, we have to get them on board. And that is why we encourage the public to download the app. It's free of charge. And even if your family members have it, in case of an emergency, and we know the number of people going missing every day, you'll be able to track them. And we also encourage the users to test the app every week, to make sure that it's working, your GPS is correct, and so on. And I think it's important that we get the youth also to download the app. But more importantly, we want every South African to download this app and to make sure that they report crime. Because in an emergency, you can simply press the panic button as you see how effectively it works. And you can be assured, Noshina, it's not because Yusuf Abramjee pressed the button. You can press the button, and I challenge our viewers also to test it and to see what a swift reaction or response they get from the call center.
Sure. Do you think it's also important to educate the youth about what a crime is? We had this incident in Soweto where boys were lured to a bogus soccer academy and were raped for months on end. Could an app like this and the education behind really the youth understanding what a crime is played a role in saving lives there or in saving those victims? Most
certainly. I mean, the horror stories that we heard out of that particular incident in Soweto gives one the cold shivers. We have to report crime. We have to blow the whistle on crime. We know, for example, drug dealing is rife in our communities. We know cash in transit robberies are rife. Almost every day we're having attacks on our cash vans, and that is why I partnered with SBV Security to create awareness and to declare it a national emergency crime. We know that other crimes are very prominent. Hijackings, for example, in parts of Johannesburg, in other parts of South Africa, almost every day or almost every hour. Just even today, we just heard a few minutes ago that there was an armed robbery at a store at Cresta. These criminals are brazen. They are running amok. And that is why the app also has features where regularly we have a newsletter going out to users. We have almost daily updates giving crime tips, how to prevent crime. Our partners, Dial Direct, for example, constantly giving us tips on what to do during a hijacking, how to respond, what to do during the festive season, the crimes, the white-collar crimes, and so on. And I think education forms a critical part of what we do.
Let's talk about on-the-ground initiatives in communities. Give us some examples of some of those initiatives you're involved in currently, and how effective are these on-the-ground initiatives?
Well, we have the non-profit organization called Make South Africa Safe. We also have a 100% donation policy. That means that every rand you donate, we'll be able to give it back in a fight against crime. We are looking at a number of projects, so be it at court buildings, for example, where victims of sexual abuse need to be helped, whether it is investing in our communities, we have to do our bit. So the Make South Africa Safe initiative is ongoing. You're welcome to visit the website www.makesasafe.org. We want to make a difference, and I think the quicker we work together, the better results we'll have. We know that there are many community police forums in South Africa. Many of them are active, many of them are not active. We have various neighborhood groups that are really proactive in the fight against crime. We have many security companies like Vision Tactical in Houghton, other security companies really making a difference and trying to create a safer South Africa. So the quicker we strengthen partnerships, I think the better it will be. It's good to see South Africans are really taking a stand against crime. We have to become active citizens. But importantly also, we want the police to up their game. Every day we are inundated with complaints about poor investigations, poor police response time, lack of leadership. Even today, we just heard about a warrant officer from the Hawks being arrested in Mpumalanga for allegedly being involved in a cash in transit robbery. Even policemen are involved, and we have to hold them to account.
Sure.
I mean, IPID, Robert McBride told Parliament the other day, he's very concerned about the high levels of criminality and corruption within the South African police service. So the quicker we clean up the police service, the quicker the police can get their crime intelligence divisions to become real proactive and fight crime, I think the better results we'll be able to see. We have to work together. But I think more importantly, we need South Africans to roll up their sleeves and to do their bit to create a safer South Africa.
I think that's a very powerful message you're sending out today. Thank you so much for your time, Yusuf.
Thank you very much, Noshina, and thank you for that. My appeal to the viewers again is download the app. It's available free of charge. Test it once a week, and in an emergency, please press the button and see what a quick response you get. Thank you.